Gaza letter from President Erdoğan to the Pope. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan sent a letter on Palestine to the spiritual leader of Catholics, Pope Francis. In his letter, Erdoğan said humanity, which is aware that killing is forbidden by all Abrahamic religions, should no longer allow international law and international humanitarian law to be violated in Gaza. It should raise its voice against the deliberate bombing of hospitals, schools, mosques, and churches, which should not be touched even in war. Pope Francis stated that President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan is one of the few leaders who have the power and work hard for world peace. According to the statement made by the Directorate of Communications, President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan sent a letter on Palestine to Pope Francis, the spiritual leader of Catholics. President Erdoğan stated that he conveyed his respect and affection to Francis on the occasion of his reception with the President of Religious Affairs, Ali Erbaş, and said, "I am pleased that Turkey-Vatican relations, which have historical depth, are gradually gaining momentum." Turkey has been with the motto of humanitarian diplomacy since 2014, when the illegal annexation of Crimea took place. While supporting the territorial integrity of Ukraine, it has been and continues to be at the forefront in defending the right to life and just cause of innocent Palestinian civilians. Turkey has been the largest provider of aid to Gaza with nearly 45,000 tons of humanitarian materials since October 7, 2023. It has become the second country in the world. The treatment of 429 Gazan patients and wounded, including Christians, accompanied by 450 companions, continues in our country, he said. IT is essential for Palestine with geographical integrity to establish IT. Referring to the civilian casualties that have occurred in Gaza since October 7th, Erdoğan said humanity, which is aware that killing is forbidden by all monotheistic religions, should no longer allow the violation of international law and international humanitarian law in Gaza. Hospitals, which should not be touched even in war, it should raise its voice against the deliberate bombing of schools, mosques, and churches. It is not possible to establish permanent peace and stability in the Middle East without a fair solution to the Palestine-Israel issue. An independent, sovereign, and geographically integrated Palestinian state on the 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital. It is essential for it to come into being and take its place in the global system as an equal member of the international community, especially the Israeli attacks that continue indiscriminately even during the holy month of Ramadan in Gaza, where deaths from starvation occur due to the inability to deliver humanitarian aid, and the global effects of the Ukraine war, which has entered its third year. The challenges we face require the international community to act in cooperation and coordination, he said. Drawing attention to the threat of anti-Islamism, racism, and xenophobia spreading around the world, President Erdoğan said, "Considering the recent trends that threaten peace and stability between societies, our world needs inclusive and rational politics, actors that can establish dialogue with all parties under all circumstances, more than ever before in history. Within the framework of this understanding, we are determined to further develop our dialogue and cooperation with the Vatican in order to spread the culture of peaceful coexistence and mutual understanding, on the basis of our common human values and our aim to serve world peace. On this occasion, I wish good health on behalf of my nation and myself, and I repeat my wishes for well-being." President of Religious Affairs Erbaş presented the letter to the Pope. President of Religious Affairs Ali Erbaş also had a meeting with Pope Francis in Italy, where he came to hold the General Assembly of the Turkish Religious Foundation, which was established to provide religious services more closely. Turkey's ambassador to the Vatican, Ufuk Al-Utak, also attended the meeting held in the Vatican this morning. Expressing that the meeting, which lasted approximately 15 minutes, was useful, Erbaş stated that he also presented President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's letter to the Pope. Making a statement to Turkish journalists at Turkey's Vatican embassy after this meeting, Erbaş said, "We presented the letter of our esteemed president, which carries messages about important issues on the world's agenda and especially what is happening in Palestine, to the Pope at this meeting. In these letters, our president stated that permanent peace and stability in the Middle East would not be possible without a fair solution to the Palestine-Israel issue. Similarly, the message was given in their letters that it is essential for an independent, sovereign and geographically integrated Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital on the 1967 borders to come into being and to take its place in the global system as an equal member of the international community, he said. Thanks to Erdoğan from the Pope, explaining that the main focus of the meeting was the murders, massacres, and crimes against humanity committed by Israel in Palestine. Erbaş said Jerusalem, which is the symbol of peace and coexistence, is under Israeli oppression, and mosques and churches, including Muslims, Christians, babies, children, and innocents, are under the tyranny of Israel. We are faced with a situation where everywhere is being burned and destroyed without any regard, and everyone is being murdered, including children, the elderly, the sick, and women. We express the need to work together to put an end to this situation, to draw more world attention to Palestine, Gaza, and to stop Israeli oppression, he continued, stating that Pope Francis emphasized that President Erdoğan is one of the few leaders who have the power and work hard for world peace. Ali Erbaş said, for this reason, he personally asked us to convey our greetings to him and said, I thank you very much for what you have done. Erbaş added that their meeting with the Pope was really very important and said, I hope that the attention of all humanity will be drawn again to the end of the bloodshed, oppression, massacre, and genocide in Gaza, and especially that everyone will be mobilized to ensure a ceasefire as soon as possible and that every segment of society will be mobilized. We attach great importance to the fact that every official should do something about this issue, he said. Erbaş added that the Pope thanked Turkey for what it did and that he always remembers the efforts of President Erdoğan among the world leaders in this regard. In response to a question, Erbaş also stated that no meeting is planned between the Pope and President Erdoğan as of now.